Hello friends, Just a Lost Soul here, and today we are doing something a little bit different. Now, we are still playing Jurassic World Evolution 3, as you can see, but we are not going to be playing our campaign, which we've been playing. We're going to be covering the new update and DLC that just dropped for the game today. So, there's a lot of cool new stuff to see, some new dinosaurs, some interesting new, like, blueprint pieces and stuff, that sort of thing. And we're here in the loading screen because one thing I do want to take a look at is our island generator, which now has some new biomes. We had a tropical at launch, but we now have temperate, Mediterranean, and desert, which is very cool. Hopefully down the line we'll get, like, the last ones will get, like, alpine and taiga as well. I'm sure that's definitely the long-term plan. But yeah, so we'll be taking a look at these a little bit. I'm curious. I think we'll go with temperate for this. We'll just real quick take a look at these things. On. Yeah, it's fine. I'm so professional. Okay. We're going to go into the generator and take a look at what we can do with the new temperate. A lot of people are excited about the Mediterranean one as well, because the Mediterranean Sea famously has a ton of islands, so it just kind of makes sense. And let's take a look at what we've got here, if it will load. There we are. So, obviously, most of you have probably seen this. I haven't actually shown it on the channel yet. Turn shape way down, we get like that sort of thing. We'll turn it up a little bit. We'll turn down the mountains. We also do have a beaches thing, which increases the amount of beach around. I think it looks a little bit weird the way, like, the cliffs come up from everything. Like, there's no point where it kind of naturally goes down to the beach a little. But it's still pretty cool. We're going to turn that down just a tad. A tad more. Turn it off. That looks a little strange too. The beaches look a little bit weird. I feel like the island generator stuff kind of looks a little bit strange by default. I don't know. Yeah, this looks good. So this will be our vessel for messing around with our new creatures. We need an arrival point. Where the heck is anything in this game? There we go. And we need a hatchery. Just very, very basic infrastructure here. We don't need anything super schmancy. Though, I do think I want to take a look at some of the guest kills, so we might want to have some stuff that's going to attract people. So, if we take a look, you'll see we have Austroraptor, we have Dinosaurs, we have Hypsilophodon, and we have Irritator, all brand new to the game. Well, except Dinosaurs, I guess. And we are going to be taking a look at all of them. I guess we'll just go in alphabetical order, starting with Austroraptor. Looks amazing. Very cool with those feathers and stuff. We click info, we can see... Doesn't... Oh. I guess we have, all cohabitation all, like, turned on. Where is that? Normal. We want to be able to kind of take a look at those things. Austroraptor, what do you like? It likes Spinoraptor, interestingly enough. Which is fascinating, because I remember a lot of people using Spinoraptor as, like, an Austroraptor substitute back in the day. And it doesn't like a lot of things. Doesn't like Scorpios or the other hybrids. Doesn't like Therizinosaurus or other carnivores. Possibly it could coexist with herbivores, but probably not. I don't know. But let's take a look. Modify genome. Oh, we're going to take a look at its requirements, too. We'll do that in a sec. So do we have any major dimorphism? We do. We have a little bit. The male's got, like, a little bit of a crest thing. That looks to be close to it. He's got, like, a little ruff there, too. I like my, quote-unquote, dromaeosaurids kind of I like it when they have sort of embellishments like big feather crests and stuff, so I definitely kind of prefer the male, though the female looks pretty cool too. It's very, very bird-like. Almost reminds me of like a seagull sort of thing. But let's take a look at some of the skins. That is a statement. That, like, pinkish lavender color, I don't know about that. Svalbard looks really cool for the female. Got like a bright green. I really like the Svalbard. And, okay, we have our usual patterns. Looks kind of whatever with the blank, but these add a lot to it. I really love this combo, actually. That looks good, too. Ooh, Calcarona is really cool. And is it massively different for the male? Not really. He's got some different patterning. Cool. Well, let's not waste time. Actually, we will waste a little bit more time. As predicted, it has a wetland need. It also wants fish, pasture. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll go ahead and incubate them. While that's going, might as well slap an enclosure together. So they're semi-contained. And our synthesis is done. I guess, yeah. I guess what we should do, actually, thinking about it, is make them random, so just so we can see a whole bunch of different ones. That would make sense. So, we'll just do that real quick. Okay. There we go. Okay. Kind of bring this over like so. Should be plenty big enough. Doesn't match on quite perfectly, that's okay. And it looks like they're predisposed to being, like, intolerant and stuff. I guess, yeah, we'll just get some on the go. See how that turns out. So, some other stuff we may as well take a glance at. Looks like we have a blueprints tab here now, which is handy. I still only have one blueprint downloaded, which is the fucking Freddy Fazbear's. So that's a thing. But our Austroraptor is done, so we'll take a look at those in a second. This video's a disaster. Just putting that out there. But we'll go ahead and we'll release them and take a look. Ooh, leaping right out. That's cool.
Introducing one of the largest dromaeosaurids around, the Austroraptor. Not a dinosaur you want to meet in a dark alley, or Cretaceous Argentina, where it first evolved. It was a diverse and challenging landscape back then, and this animal is one heck of a survivor to have thrived in a time period like that.
So another thing that's new, we'll take a look at them in a sec, but we also have this new cypress swamp brush, which adds wetlands. It looks okay. I've gone on the record before saying I think the cypress trees look a little bit weird just because the water doesn't look deep enough to justify them, if you know what I mean. Give them a little bit of proper water too. And if they expand their territory this way, they should find they have everything they need. Silly, silly dinosaurs. But yeah, let's take a proper look at our Austroraptor. Looks very, very cool. Love that piercing eye. This one reminds me a lot of, like, a dinosaur from, like, a TV special, actually. It's got those, anatomically correct forearms as well, so that's something. They're not cremated like they are on all the Jurassic Park carnivores. Feathering looks great. Eye looks really cool. Very neat. I like that little, like, fluff of feathers on the male. This one's purple. She's very glamorous looking. I guess it doesn't really matter. And we've got this one over here. Looks awesome. We'll put down a nest for them too. See if we can get some breeding on the go. Medium? Probably. Yeah.
To mimic the dinosaurs' natural environments, we need to ensure they have the right nest. This will do the job perfectly.
Okay, they do want more wetlands still. That's alright. Yeah, I think the regular swamp brush actually looks maybe a little bit better. Though this definitely has its place. It's gonna be really cool to use. I remember seeing, like, a post on the Reddit of a guy who was like, I'm so sick of everything requiring wetland, it looks so bad, and I'm sure they're the biggest fan in the world of this pack. Super cool looking. This video is just gonna be me admiring the dinosaurs, basically. But we'll go ahead, we'll build a new enclosure coming off this one, because we've got 3 more creatures to see still. And it looks so bad. That is, oh, it is actually straight. Okay, it looked like it was not going to be straight. We'll put another hatchery here. It's not allowed for reasons I'm not sure of. There. I don't know what that was about. That's an issue I've been encountering a little bit lately, where you're just not allowed to place things in places. And up next, we'll do the Dinochirus. It's not technically part of the DLC. This one is free because it's a returning champion. Looks amazing. It's like thicker than I remember, I swear. Like, it feels like the hump is higher and that sort of thing. Looks super cool. We'll put it on random again. Just cuz. Okay, and we'll take a look at the traits. It's got a high appetite. It's prone to not being social. That's fair. And it likes living with sauropods and hadrosaurs. It doesn't like living with carnivores or therizinosaurus. It likes wetland, obviously. Not as much as you might expect. Water. Okay. We'll get that on the go. So yeah, Dinochirus is definitely one of the biggest fan faves. I honestly think a lot of people are more excited for it than they are for the new creatures, which is funny to see.
Incubation personnel.
Yeah. Our synthesis is complete. They've got... No. You better without the blink, yeah. How do we look? Okay, that seems like a good selection of patterns. I'm really excited to use these animals. Obviously, our campaign playthrough is like pre-recorded a ways, so it'll be a while before we have them or any of these updates in that. But we are gonna definitely mess around with them when the time comes, you know? Oh, our nest has been claimed. That's good. We're gonna see some babies. And we're going to run a path over this way, because I kind of boxed myself in with these. Just real quick while our Dinochiruses are finishing. Hey, eggs. We got 2. That's great. Okay. You guys happy yet? No, they want more wetland. There. Dinochirus. Oop, feathers look a little bit weird. I think it's the, like, wind or something. The face looks amazing. Like, I've definitely seen people speculate that it's been, like, retextured a little bit. Just, like, being on social media this morning, I saw a couple posts
The
suggesting that.
Dinochirus is an impressively sized ornithomimosaurian, or ostrich dinosaur. And it certainly does bear a passing resemblance to ostriches, considering its beak, feathers, and long neck. But I would emphasize passing resemblance. I've certainly never seen an ostrich this size, or with arms like those.
I might have to make this a little bigger. Because, I don't know. They're like test dinosaurs in an experimental nothing park, but I care so much, you know what I mean? Like, it just matters. Water. We need wetlands. And they need some fish. Another thing I've heard, that's not fish, is apparently they can use the deep water as well. We kind of cut into that. They can feed through this, apparently, which is something that the Spinosaurids can also do. We'll probably see that with our Irritator in a little bit here. Get them some leaf. There we go. And let's take a look. Ooh. Obviously, most of us have seen this dinosaur before because it was a very beloved fan fave in the second game. Medium or large? Probably large. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, and it does swim in the deep water. Like a duck. That's so cool. I mean... Oh my goodness. That's funny. It sticks its butt in the air like a duck. That is amazing. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, Dinochirus is really cool. I've always liked this dinosaur a lot, but I think people maybe in the second game overhyped it just a little bit, just because of how unique it was. Which is fair, but I saw like so many people like Dinochirus is the only dinosaur in the game that matters. Anything else that they pick for the returning roster over it is not justifiable, and that sort of thing. And I was like, okay, I love it a lot, but it's not that extreme, guys. But with these like little tweaks and stuff, it's very, very cool. I'm happy about it. I'm gonna turn off the day-night cycle so we can see everything clearly. Great, okay. Oop, and our Austroraptors are about to be born. Looks like they got that purple pattern. That must have been...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased
They're so
to welcome
cute! Look at those little
Austroraptor
arms!
to the
That
park.
is really adorable, actually. Whoa. Okay. Game doesn't want me to look at them. I'll just do this. Oop, they've got a little social. Where are they? That looks really good, actually, them like stalking through the reeds. That's amazing. Okay. So, we're also going to need more fences, because we've got still 2 more animals to see. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody knocked on the door next to mine, and it always sounds like they're knocking on my door every time. It's a whole thing. Okay, yay, Dinochirus claimed their nest. Excellent. Why are we not allowed to put hatcheries anywhere? There we go. So, what's next? It's Hypsilophodon, actually. Very, very cool. It looks a little bit weird, actually. Like, I don't know, the head just feels a little large. It's kind of like... I've seen people as well on the internet kind of compare it to, like, a distorted, warped version of Dryosaurus, which is interesting. But this is one of my most, like, long-awaited dinosaurs for the game, so I'm super excited about this. Doesn't seem to have a whole lot going on in terms of, like, actual model differences for dimorphism. Some cool-looking patterns, nice and colorful, or more subdued if that's what you're into. Ooh, interesting. Go ahead and put these all on random. Yeah. One thing I do want to do as well is kind of get like a size comparison for some of these dinosaurs, because I'm curious about like the scale of things. That looks very strange. We're going to keep that one female. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sure. Okay. Yeah, let's go into our first-person mode, and we'll take a look at our Austroraptors. Where are they? Over there. because they talk a lot about how this was like one of the largest, like, again, quote-unquote dromaeosaurids. It was part of like the Unionlegia family and stuff. It's pretty big. Is this bigger than the Utah-raptor? I might release a Utah-raptor into here to see what happens. Because, like, looking at it in just, like, pictures and stuff, it didn't feel that large, which was interesting. There's the baby. The babies aren't large, for sure. Where are the other ones? They're all over there. Oop. I mean, it's about, like, head level. That seems... I guess that's 20 feet or so. Yeah. Ooh, did we get... No. Okay. Hypsilophodon. Yes, we've got dinosaurs. Okay.
This beautiful animal,
think?
the Hypsilophodon, was found in quite the fossil hotspot on the Isle of Wight. It's often been called the deer of the Mesozoic, but this scientist thinks we should be thinking of deer as the Hypsilophodons of the modern day.
Of course you would say that, Dua. So, we'll make him happy in a second. Looking at it, I just realized what this reminds me of, and it's a blue-tongued skink. If any of you know what one of those looks like, that's totally what the head looks like on this. Blue-tongued skink, if you're completely not in the know on this, is a type of lizard. They're quite popular as pets among people who keep reptiles. They're one of the ones that's on my bucket list as someone who enjoys having reptiles. And that sort of thing. I think the bog on it looks a little bit better just because it's so reedy and stuff. And they like leaf, so we'll definitely give them some of that. Hypsilophodon's pretty cool. We'll go into first person again, to kind of get a size thing. They're very short. They're about Psittacosaurus sized, it looks like. But this is another, like, obviously... I've talked before about how, like, small herbivores are very underrepresented and stuff. And, like, especially, like, the small ornithopods, like, our only one for years has been Dryosaurus. So... yeah, this is way overdue, and I'm hoping we get more dinosaurs similar to it. I'm not sure we will, just because people are dumb and they seem to find... a lot of people seem to find these, like, unexciting, but I really want, like, Basilosaurus and Orodromeus, Othnielia, maybe. There's... oh, Lilianasaura. That one probably will make the cut eventually, I feel like. It's a very iconic dinosaur. It could have, like, the fluffy skins and stuff. But the Hypsi's pretty cool looking. It's a little bit weird again. Its proportions are a little funny, but this is... definitely a necessary dinosaur that I think is way overdue for the game. Especially considering it's part of the novel canon, like... come on, you know? Whoa. Speaking of novel canon animals, Othnielia could also make the cut, though Othnielias are really tiny. It'd be, like, closer in size to the Calmie. Would that be fun? That'd give it, like, a very unique niche. You guys need a nest, I'm guessing small? Yep. Great. I guess we'll do that at the end. We need one more enclosure. We'll put it over here. Oop. They're so fluffy! Oh my god. They're so fluffy! They look like little... they look like they're wearing sweaters. Look at that. Like, it really does look like it's wearing, like, a warm wool sweater. That is so cute, and they're even more duck-like. This is one of the cutest babies in the game. Wow. Aww. That's adorable. Little trough. So cute. Okay. So we've got our hatchery over here. We've got one more animal to look at, and that is the Irritator, which is also very, very exciting. Weirdly enough, I think the Hypsi is probably my most anticipated animal for this pack, because it's one I've just wanted for so long, and it's a niche I've constantly been saying needs more representation in this game. Just pull this out here. But the Irritator is also very, very exciting. We have not gotten a new Spinosaurid since like 2 weeks after the first game dropped, when Baryonyx was added for free. So I'm very excited for this. It likes Baryonyx and Suchomimus, which I did not expect. And scavengers, obviously. It doesn't like other carnivores or the hybrids or the fairy. Likes deep water. It wants a little bit of barren. That's nice. Cool. Yeah, Irritator is definitely kind of the last of, like, the big four Spinosaurids. It feels like... Okay, we got, like, a little bit of a bigger crest. Also, that paddle tail goes crazy. I love it. Svalbard, again, looks amazing. All of these skins, actually, are very rad. Like, mangrove forest? That's super cool. Yeah. Irritator to me is like a dinosaur I kind of associate a lot with the color green, to be honest. Kind of in a weird way. It's, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why that is. It must have been like some drawing I saw in a book I had of it as a kid. But yeah, like the big four famous Spinosaurids kind of, it's like Spino itself, Baryonyx, Suchomimus. And we've got them all here now. There are some other Spinosaurs they could possibly add that would be pretty cool, I think. I think it'd be really cool to get, like, what is it, Ichthyovenator with its, like, double humps, or, like, Cyanosaurus. Oxalia could be used as, like, a Trojan horse for a paleo-accurate Spinosaurus. I think that'd be pretty cool. We've got our synthesis finished here. We've got a pair. Ooh. Okay, we'll make this one male, and we'll keep... Or... This one's gonna be male, we'll keep this one female, I guess. Sure. And we'll just speed that up. Because... Yeah, there's... One thing I have been thinking about doing a video about is, like, potential animals that could still be added. I see a lot of people saying, like, oh, we don't need any more dinosaurs, we've got so many already, but frankly, variety is the spice of life, and there's still some niches that I think could be filled, and that sort of thing.
Ah, the Irritator. The first skull of the species was actually modified by collectors before scientists got a chance to look at it. The scientists then named this dinosaur in recognition of the irritation they felt when they learned the skull had been messed with. But Irritator by name, not by nature.
So I was going to go on a tangent about that as well, so thank you, Isaac, for stealing my bit. Look at this! Oh my god! The light from certain angles shines through the thin parts of its tail. That is crazy! Oh my god, that is such a cool touch. Is that a thing on any other dinosaur? Dimetrodon, maybe? Wow. Okay. Let's make you happy-ish. Need some deep water. Quite a lot of deep water. And it needs some wetland, because this is the Wetlands Pack, obviously. And it wants a little bit of barren. That should be plenty barren when they expand that way. Oop. I suspect you were not sleeping there when I put the water in. Hi. Yep, there we go. We're swimming away. It looks very, very cool, very natural. Irritator to me always felt like the most crocodilian-esque of the big Spinosaurs. Like, I don't know entirely why that is. It was just kind of a vibe I always got from it. So, very cool to see. You're... okay, you're just gonna stay on this one. And we will also give them a nest. Medium. It's large. So one last thing I kind of want to do real quick. Seen all the animals. Oh, we were going to take a look at scenery too, because I think if we go into like props, we might be able to see the new stuff. Possibly. I don't know. Can we filter by wetlands? Yeah. So, I guess, yes, I saw this. We got like a plastic chair and a table and that sort of thing. We've got whatever this is. Got a rusty barbecue. That's an interesting touch. I don't know when you would use that, but it's kind of cool. Actually, this is all going to play really nicely into a park I'm building right now, which I might show you guys eventually. I had a really cool idea for a park, which was to build like a crappy roadside dinosaur zoo. Because that was a bit of a thing we were seeing a lot in Rebirth and Dominion. It was like people like capturing dinosaurs from the wild and setting up their sort of sketchy, like questionable welfare kind of places. I think having like little cages like this and stuff, that'll go really nicely with that. Is it like a tackle box? What is it? Fuse box. Fuse box 1. Do we have a salsa filtered still? Let's go everything. Wetlands. Yeah, we got like a shanty wall. We got shanty floor. Corrugated roof. Awesome. Oop. Good thing I caught that. We got baby Hypsilophodons. They are so small. Oh my goodness. Okay, do we have people in this park at all? Doesn't look like it. Is the park open? Yes. I think we need like galleries. Put that there. That should sort of attract people. Because we have no appeal right now because people can't see anything.
Ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
There, that should bring some people in, so we should hopefully be able to see some human kills and stuff. One thing I did want to do, I was gonna say, is do like some comparisons. I want to make a Utah-raptor and see how it stacks up to the Austroraptor, because that's kind of our other big, like, Maniraptorian sickle claw dinosaur.
Synthesis procedure complete.
Yeah, we'll just get an aggressive one, why not? I wanted to do this in particular with the Austroraptor, but we'll make like a Dryosaurus to go with the Hypsilophodons too, see what they think of each other. Yeah, just see how they stack up. We'll take a look as well at the Irritators from first person. Okay, that seems about right, about the size you'd expect. Get right up close, wow. And here's the other one. Super cool. I'm really excited to play around with these. So we've got our Utah-raptor, which is still like one of the coolest. I think it's neat we have so many dromaeosaurids in the game now. I think it's going to be quite a while before we get like another dinosaur in this sort of niche.
To the park.
Yeah, can we get them like side by side? I can see them over there. We'll just follow them for a sec till they come up to each other. Unless they do it in the trees. Come on.
An aggressive dinosaur is a risk to everything and everyone around it. This is why we take so many precautions with their enclosures.
Yeah. What's I gonna say? Oh. Oh my god, is that a full-size Hypsi or is that the baby? Because if that's a full-size, that's a little bit nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome.
Yeah, that was a full-size, that's a full-size Hypsilophodon compared to the Dinosaur. That is minuscule. Oh my god. That's a little crazy. They're so much smaller. That kind of gives them their own niche, I suppose, a little bit. Oh, we've got more Austroraptor eggs on the go, too. Where's our Utah Raptor? That one. That button. Yeah, I just kind of want to see them side by side, and then we'll probably leave this video off. But we've taken a look, we've had a little bit of fun. Yeah, I was gonna say, right, it's interesting to me that we have so many dromaeosaurids in the game now, or like dromaeosaurid adjacent animals, like, we've got our Austroraptor, we've got Deinonychus with its new thing. And Deinonychus is the one that probably comes the closest to this, but it's interesting to me that we don't really have a paleo-accurate small dromaeosaur, you know? Oh, I think our Irritators are being born. Yeah. Or our Irritator.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a dino.
Kind of interesting. The snout's the short snout is a little bit weird. It looks kind of like it's been chopped off or something. There's guests now, so let's just go ahead and destroy those fences. See what happens. Come on, someone wander out. But yeah, it's interesting we don't have like a... Are they... There's low health. Austroraptor. What's wrong with you, buddy? Oh, they need meat. Sorry, guys. Put it there. Coax you out. Okay, I think they're eating. Oh, that's the Utah. We don't want that. We want the Austroraptor. Danger to guess is on, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, yeah. Come on, guys. Oop, it's the baby. Baby's gonna go on a rampage. Oh, they're hungry. They want the meat. Of course. Somebody wander out. Okay, okay, here we go. It's happening. Ooh! Ooh, are they still alive? Yeah, they are. Oh! Oh, wow, okay. That was awesome. That was a really cool kill animation. I have been trying for ages to get them to hunt people, and they just haven't been interested. The Irritator just did it for, like, the first time. I don't know. Yeah, they're like those two. Sitting down. Yep, okay. Well, that was a really neat little kill we finally got to see. Are the Austroraptors gonna do it now? Please? Okay, so I have been trying to get the Austroraptors to hunt a guest for, like, 15 full minutes, and they are just not having it. So I'm assuming there's some sort of issue or bug or something. I don't want to call it a bug, actually. Maybe they just don't want to. The guests are clearly scared of them, but they are just not killing them. It's just not happening. I'm not sure why. I don't know. It's kind of silly. Like, the Utah Raptor is killing people. Awesome. But the Austroraptor just won't. So, I don't know what's going on with that, but I can't keep trying forever and ever and ever, so we're gonna leave this off here. We got to see all the cool new animals. That's a Dryosaurus, that's not new. Here's a Hypsi. I'm really happy with this pack for the most part. I think it's a really good start to Evolution 3's DLC career, if you will. I'm excited to see what they come up with next. I think all three of these dinosaurs look pretty amazing. The Deinonychus is, of course, an incredible, like, new addition to have back. I'm really happy about that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have any criticisms or anything that I missed or anything like that. What you think of the pack and the dinosaurs and that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a delightful rest of your day. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and yeah, goodbye.